Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith as we take a look back at a couple of hurricanes that had a really big impact specifically on Baldwin County, but it's not just Baldwin County when it comes to Hurricane Ivan. It obviously had a huge impact on the Pensacola area, Escambia County, Santa Rosa County, a little bit Mobile County, and the inland counties from there. Sally also had an impact on Pensacola, very, very heavy rainfall. So I'm glad to see that those are not bothering us here today, but on this date 4 years ago we had Hurricane Sally, and 20 years ago we had Hurricane Ivan. So I want to take a look at a couple of those systems there. And first thing I'm going to show you is an update on what we're seeing, what we saw with the comparison of the two radar images here, Ivan on the left and then Sally on the right. And this is the way things looked on radar, and you see how close the two storms were in landfall in pretty much the same location, kind of around Gulf Shores. Ivan was a little stronger, but Sally was moving slower, so they both had a tremendous impact on our area. And here's another look at it here as we take a look at the radar image here. It's a little bit different. It's purely radar, and you can see how Sally, we have it actually animated, came right into Gulf Shores, and it was just chugging along, just creeping along. Ivan moving a little quicker, but a bit stronger with the intensity and a lot more storm surge with Hurricane Ivan. So they both were significant events that hopefully we will not see again anytime soon. So that's was quite the memory. I mean, I remember tracking both of these, both Sally and Ivan, and you know, those are long times, especially Sally, with it being so long, you know, that we were covering it and trying to keep viewers aware of what was happening from a rainfall perspective with damage. And Ivan was equally as long. I can remember how many times John Ed woke me up and said, "It's your turn." I think we were on 4-hour shifts with Ivan. With Sally, we did 12 on, 12 off, so it was a little bit different there, but glad to be able to serve the community and talk about these storms and their tremendous impact on our area, both before, during, and after the storm. There again is the look and the comparison. The image on your right is Sally, and that's the satellite image, and then Ivan, that's a radar image there. So looking at the before and after Hurricane Ivan, this is the way things looked December of 2001. So this would have been before Hurricane Ivan struck. And then we have the after picture here, and it just decimated the coast as it worked its way inland. This is September 2004. There were whole units on the beach that were removed, and severe damage to the houses inland just north of Gulf Shores and over towards, you know, Perdido Key, severely hit because the northeast quadrant was actually in Pensacola. So here's a little video here. Nicholas Herboso shot this video. It's a little bit dark, but you can see the palm trees. Might be able to see the palm trees waving a little bit there. The night of Sally, it just kept going on and on and on. Also have some pictures. So we saw a lot of this in Baldwin County, tree damage everywhere with Hurricane Sally. And you can see that a lot of places where you would have a field and then you have trees right behind it, especially pine plantation that was just recently thinned, the wind was able to get in and really knock down those vulnerable trees. So we saw a tremendous timber loss in southern Baldwin County. And then here's some of the damage around Fairhope. Again, nice to see the blue skies after the storms, but it ripped the leaves right off the trees in the Fairhope area. So Sally was a doozy, heavy, heavy rain in our area. As far as the current situation in the tropics, as promised in the description, I thought it'd be a good idea to see what's happening now after reminding you of the terror of the two storms that we had to go through, especially in the same spot on the same date. Kind of weird there. Potential Tropical Cyclone number 8 is right off of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and it's likely not going to become a tropical storm, but it's behaving like one. So it's a non-tropical low. We don't think it's going to get tropical characteristics, but it is producing the winds and the impacts as if it was a tropical storm. So that's why the National Hurricane Center went ahead and called it a potential tropical cyclone, so they could initiate advisories. Basically a tropical storm for North Carolina. Winds are at 40. It's moving north-northwest at 5. It will be on land soon, probably soon enough that we don't see it become and an organized tropical system. The official track on this non-tropical low pressure area brings it inland along the South Carolina and North Carolina border. And we expect to see this thing ashore by tomorrow morning. And then as we get into this evening, actually, it should be on shore. And then by tomorrow, it should be getting into the upstate of South Carolina. So here's where we stand on our storm names for the year. And we've used up all the way through Francine. You should remember that one. It got us last week. It was a Cat 2 hurricane on the immediate Louisiana coast, but our impacts here were like a small tropical storm. Gordon is active right now, and don't think we see a Helene out there yet because the potential tropical cyclone is probably not going to develop, but the next system will be Helene, followed by Isaac and Joyce. So talking about Gordon, this thing is just in the middle of nowhere in the Atlantic Ocean. It's right out in the middle of the Atlantic between the northern Leeward Islands and Africa. It's moving west at 7 and it's about to turn northerly. There's a break in the ridge and it may even turn northeasterly. We think that since it somehow survived this hostile environment over the weekend, that it may actually become a tropical storm. But it's not coming towards the United States. When storms turn and they get this far north in latitude, they almost never turn towards the U.S. We're feeling good about Gordon's situation right now. And the tropics in general are otherwise quiet for now, but this is a very busy time of the year and things can change very quickly, as we saw with Francine. 20th anniversary of Hurricane Ivan. And here on the 16th of September, the 4th anniversary of Sally. We'll have more coverage on Fox 10 News.